Okay, I just wanted to break this up into part one and part two, and this is part two of the toy car tutorial. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by using the rectangle tool, and it'll become apparent why you do things in a particular way um, as we go through the tutorial. And I'm going to draw out a box on the blue axis. You'll see it goes blue. Um, and the dimensions you'll see change as I kind of change the size of the box. Now before you click away and make that into a defined shape, what you need to do is you need to actually enter some specific measurements, otherwise it won't work. Alright, what I'm about to show you, because what I'm doing is I'm using measurements, which is very important in design and technology. My measurements will be 250. You can see 250 has just appeared at the bottom right hand corner of my screen, and then I'm going to put a comma, and then I'm going to do half of 250, which is 125, and there we go. That's our shape. Now I'm going to use the push pull, which is an extrude tool. To extrude is to stretch upwards, and I'm going to go up 1, 2, 5. Okay, so those measurements again were 250, comma 125, 125, and there's 250, and then goes up 125 as well. So we've got a square at the end, and we've kind of got a rectangular prism there. Okay, what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to get this out of the way because we don't actually need this. Now if I want to select something, I can draw a box around the entire thing, and I'm just going to actually delete that and use my block here. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the line drawing tool. Now this isn't like a freeform line, you do have a freehand line, but I want to use just the pencil tool, which is going to draw as though it's drawing with a ruler. So I'm going to find the midpoint, which goes blue, and I'm going to go to the bottom, and it snaps to the bottom. You'll see that. I'm going to find another midpoint, snap to the bottom, and another, and I'm just halving, quartering, putting into eighths, and this will all become clear in a moment. I'll find the midpoint. Oh, hang on. And if you find that you're getting confused with the tool, just press escape, and you can always press the undo button. So we just have to draw that last line again and find the midpoint and go across. And let me see, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put in another and I've done that again. I'm going to have to just redo that last action there. I'm going to put in another midpoint here and another one here. Okay, now you can change this slightly if you want to. Put another midpoint here. It's entirely up to you. Okay, right, so this hopefully is not looking too confusing for you, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just use the line tool to draw out the shape of my car. Alright, I'm going to start with the windscreen going down to there, and the back, I think it's pretty equal, isn't it? So I'm just going to draw this back here. Alright, so you can see there's two squares there, sort of with two rectangles there. I'm not going to do the, you can use the 2-point curve tool, and I'm going to start using that now. So the 2-point arc tool, excuse me, is the easiest one to use. I'm going to start using it for the wheels. So you start and you click on one corner and you click on the other, and then you draw out this arc just to the next intersection. So you've got a half circle. Do the same here. Okay, great, we're almost done. The last thing I want to do is I want to kind of add a nice kind of ergonomic curve here. So I'm just going to grab that point there, and I'm going to make my arc. I'm going to zoom in with the roller ball, and that's fine. What I don't want to do is I don't want to go beyond that line. Yeah, I'm going to press escape to get out of that tool. Alright, we're pretty much done. All we need to now do is use the rubber tool, the eraser tool, and we're going to erase out these lines. All the lines we don't want. And you see here I'm erasing in the middle of crosses and what this does, it erases like more than one line in one go. You can do it line by line, but it takes ages, and I rather just try and find the simplest way, the fastest way. Now once you've got rid of all of these lines, you'll suddenly have what looks like sort of a line drawing silhouette of your toy car on one side of this block. You can actually draw this like standing up like on a flat piece, but this way is so much easier. Now the last couple of things that we're going to do is we're going to actually use the push pull. That's called push pull because you can actually push things away as well as pull things towards you. So I've already started to push pull this away. Now the way that this works, it works with what I call the fishing line and the magnet. Yeah, you see that coming up there. Yeah, the fishing line and the magnet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push pull this away, and it will give me that choice to go to the edge, and that's where I want to go. If I don't go to the edge, this can happen. I'll show you. Well, actually it's not going to allow me to go past that edge, so that's fantastic. And that gets rid of material. Now I'm just going to kind of just go to slightly to the bottom, and I'm going to do this same thing here with the wheels. I'm going to go to the very edge. You can go to a corner or you can go to an end point, doesn't make a difference. And there we have the block which can become the car. When you use the select button and select the whole thing, this is the last thing I want to do, and use the paint bucket tool. Now I've got lots of things open at the moment. What you'll come up with probably is a sort of like a list. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a wooden texture to this. I think I'll just add a bit of cherry again, and because I've selected everything, it should all just kind of in one go become one color. You can, for example, if we just use colors, you could, for example, just select one face or just click on one place, and it's going to be far more selective. But what I like to do is select the whole thing because I want it to be solid wood. Right, well that brings me to the end of the second tutorial on the toy car. I hope you found that informative.